Hello and welcome to Herbal Expeditions. As we dive deep into the world of herbs and aromatherapy, our host certified aromatherapist Ms. Shunda Bertrand, she is passionate about sharing her knowledge and expertise with herbal enthusiasts like you. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, we'll guide you through the process of planting, growing, and preparing your own herbs. And when it comes to aromatherapy, Shunda will help you discover the incredible benefits of using essential oils for your mind, body, and soul. So tune in and let's embark on this herbal adventure together.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's show. I'd first like to start out by giving a huge thank you to our sponsors, Word on the Street, for allowing me to bring this valuable information to you. Our topic tonight is cinnamon secrets, health, history, and the 2 types you need to know. Tonight we will explore cinnamon, which comes in a couple of varieties. Well, it comes in several varieties, but the 2 that we'll be talking about today will be Ceylon cinnamon, which is called the true cinnamon, and Cassia. First, before I get started, I'd like to give my disclaimer. I am not a licensed healthcare professional. Information you receive here are for educational purposes only based on my personal experience and training. On this channel, we do not treat, cure, or diagnose. You are strongly encouraged to do your own research on the topics discussed here. As always, you are advised to discuss any new herbal regimen with your doctor, especially if you are pregnant, nursing, or taking any prescription medications. Well, let's get this party started with an herbal fun fact. I call cinnamon the world traveler. Cinnamon was one of the first spices to be traded in the ancient world, playing a vital role in the spice trade between Europe and Asia. Cinnamon has been used since 2000 BC in ancient Egypt, where it is highly prized and considered more valuable than gold. Well, it was highly prized and considered more valuable than gold. Let's do a little compare and contrast on the 2 primary types of cinnamon. First, we'll start with Ceylon cinnamon. Ceylon, a true cinnamon, its Latin name is Cinnamomum verum, and its origin is Sri Lanka and some parts of India. It has a mild, sweet, subtle, delicate flavor with delicate notes. Its appearance is thin and fragile with light brown quills. It has very low levels of coumarin, which is a content that can damage your liver if it's used in excess. Some of the uses for Ceylon is in desserts or light dishes with subtle flavors. Also, it can be used infused into an oil, maybe for a skin condition. It is lighter in fragrance. It has scents of citrus and floral notes. While Cassia cinnamon, on the other hand, is of Chinese in origin. It's called Saigon cinnamon. The common name is Cinnamon Cassia. As I said before, its origin is China, Indonesia. It has a very strong, spicy, pungent, and intense and bold flavor. It is thicker, harder, a darker reddish brown, hollow. In fact, I have some here. This is how it looks. The quill of it. Both of them come from the bark. This is much harder than the Ceylon cinnamon. Its use is for savory dishes where you won't have spiced drinks like a chai tea. It can be used in baked goods requiring a bold, spicy flavor. It has a stronger, spicier, a slightly sweet smell. And even when I opened the container for this, it was much more bolder in fragrance. And this, on the other hand, is some Ceylon cinnamon, which is the true cinnamon. And when I open it up, it is not as strong of an aroma. And this one has actually it comes in quills as well, but the chips, it has been put into some chips. I don't know if you can see that. And it's a lighter in color. I'll just put that to the side. I'll use that later in some tea for myself. So in summary, Ceylon, a true cinnamon, is preferred for a mild, sweet flavor or frequent daily use due to its lower levels of coumarin. However, it is more expensive. Cassia is a more common with a bolder, spicier taste that may be preferred for savory or baked goods where you desire a bold flavor. If used in high doses on a regular basis, it may damage the liver due to the high levels of coumarin. So depending on what your preference is, you can determine which would be better for your uses. The body systems that are often affected by cinnamon are your digestive system. It is used for carminative, and it also reduces gas. The cardiovascular system, you can use cinnamon for circulation and to lower triglycerides. The endocrine system can also be affected by the use of cinnamon because it helps to stabilize blood sugar. Your immune system could find benefits in that it has antioxidants and it is antimicrobial, as well as reduces inflammation. In your respiratory system, it is used to support colds, coughs, bronchitis, and those types of issues. Your integumentary system, it may be used to support your skin, like if you have acne or eczema or some type of fungal infection, you may use the essential oil. I wouldn't use it directly on my skin. You would have to dilute it inside a carrier oil, such as maybe olive oil or jojoba oil. And then your musculoskeletal system, and this is used for joint relief as an anti-inflammatory. And I know that I've used it when combining to make a salve. I've used cinnamon oil because it can really be helpful when you're feeling joint pain. And so some of the actions for cinnamon are: it is hypoglycemic, it can be a carminative, it is very aromatic and diffusive. Like I said, the Ceylon was a whole lot bolder in fragrance, and it just infused the room when I initially smelled it. The energetic Ceylon is warm, while Cassia is considered hot. Cinnamon may be drying and could support drying up excess mucus or dampness in the body. When it comes to taste, it can vary from being sweet to being spicy and pungent. The taste nourishes and tones, providing energy and strength, while the spicy, pungent aspect promotes movement and circulation, helping to disperse stagnation in the body. How can it be used? Well, you can use it in a water infusion. Your water infusion might be a tisane, where you use 1 to 2 teaspoons in a cup of water 2 to 3 times a day when using it for colds or flu. It may be used as a cold or a hot water infusion, or you can decoct it because it is a stronger bark and is thicker. So a decoction is basically when you make a tea, but you're boiling or simmering the ingredients. Another use for it is a tincture. When making a tincture, you would use about 2 to 4 ounces of the chopped cinnamon bark, like the ones that I showed earlier that was chopped up. You would use 80 proof alcohol. You could use brandy, vodka, or gin. And this helps to draw the medicinal aspects and constituents out of the herb. So you would place 2 to 4 ounces in a mason jar with your 80 proof alcohol. Then you would pour the alcohol over your herb, about 2 to 3 inches over the herb. You would allow it to steep for 4 to 6 weeks, shaking it daily. You want to keep it in a cool place. Then at the end of the 6-week period, you can strain it and discard the cinnamon, then bottle the liquid. With this tincture, you would take 1/4 to a half teaspoon twice a day for about 5 days. Then you take a couple of days off, and then you would repeat the cycle. If you were using this to help with stabilization of your blood sugar, the tincture is more quickly absorbed in your blood system, so it works faster. Another way that cinnamon can be used is as a powder. You might want to use it as a tooth powder. You would take about 2 tablespoons of cinnamon powder. Like if you had the chips that I have here, I would take that. I have a spice grinder. Well, actually, it's a coffee grinder. And I grind it up, and then it makes a powder. So you would take 2 tablespoons of cinnamon powder, about a teaspoon of activated charcoal, a teaspoon of licorice root powder. Excuse me. And you would blend those together in a jar and keep that lid on that. You would wet your toothbrush and then take a spoon and put a heaping mound on the toothbrush, and then use that to brush your teeth. This would last you about 6 months. After 6 months, you would need to make another batch. Excuse me. As far as blood sugar stabilization for insulin resistance, in a 2003 study published in Diabetes Care, using about 1 gram or about a half a teaspoon of cinnamon daily helps reduce blood glucose levels as well as cholesterol and triglycerides in people with type 2 diabetes. But as I stated before, if you have any special condition or if you're on medication, you would want to consult your physician before trying that. Some considerations for using the cinnamon for medicinal purposes would include if you're taking a glycogen or metformin or using insulin injections, you need to monitor your glucose levels very closely. Also, you need to be under the care of a doctor or healthcare professional because your blood sugar levels can drop or change very quickly. So that's something you want to be aware of. Cinnamon can also have a blood thinning effect and in amounts greater than 6 grams daily, when used in amounts greater than 6 grams daily. This should be avoided if you're taking blood thinning medication. So if you're on a blood thinner, you don't want to take cinnamon in large quantities or medicinal quantities. When used for culinary, it can be used in baked goods or for drinks in a cold or hot infusion. When we talk about the gardening of cinnamon, it is a tropical native plant. It prefers a warm, moist conditions and sandy soil. It requires a large space in the garden. At maturity, it can be either a large tree or a shrub, depending on the growing conditions. I have a tea recipe that I'd like to share with you today. I made it just before we started, and as you can see, I do have a little tickle in my throat and a little cold, so I'm going to be using this as soon as I get off the air. But you would use 10 grams of marshmallow root. Now, the marshmallow root is very mucilage, meaning that it forms a gel and it provides a protective layer for your throat. I used 8 grams of dried cinnamon chips. This is anti-inflammatory as well as antimicrobial, which may soothe the throat for inflammation and helps to fight infection. 5 grams of orange peel. Orange peel contains vitamin C and bioflavonoids, which helps to boost the immune system. The citrus helps break down mucus, further soothing your throat. I have 3 whole cloves in here. Cloves are high in eugenol, which is a compound with natural analgesic, meaning pain killing and antiseptic properties. And then in this, you would add honey to taste. Excuse me. Honey is naturally demulcent. It forms a soothing coating over your throat. It also is antibacterial, has antibacterial properties. It helps to fight infection and reduces irritation. You would simmer these ingredients with about 3 cups of water for about 20 minutes, and then you would add honey to taste. Sip as needed throughout the day and use within 36 hours. The combination of marshmallow root and honey creates a soothing protective coating over the throat, while cinnamon, cloves, and orange peel offer antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory benefits to reduce infection and inflammation. The warming properties of cinnamon and cloves enhance comfort, while the citrus oils and orange peel provide a refreshing relief for throat irritation. This is the tea that I made. Let's see, here we go. The tea that I made, and I can't wait to really try this out. It smells really very, very good. The orange peels, the cloves, all of it mixed together smells really nice. I hope you have enjoyed tonight's show. Please drop a line in the comments and let me know how you enjoy using cinnamon. If you're interested in seeing a demonstration of any of the recipes mentioned in the video, whether it's the tincture, the tea, any of those things, please let me know. Drop it in a line in the comment, and I'll be more than happy to share that with you all. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I send you peace and fragrant blessings from my home to yours. See you next week on Thursday at 7 o'clock. Good night and have a great evening.
Thank you for tuning in to Herbal Expeditions. Remember to set your clock for 7 p.m. Central Standard Time every Thursday.